So let's address this one. This is a common misconception that has been spread around the internet like wildfire, and I've been on the receiving end of some comments about it, as you can imagine, and that is saying that Lilith is a closed practice. Well, let me tell you why you are wrong. Let's get into it. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm Sarah, that divination witch. This channel is a safe space, so you can ask questions and share opinions. Nothing silly. We don't judge in that regard, and usually I don't say things are right and wrong, okay, because each their own at the end of the day. Don't get into that. But with this one, yeah, this is a wrong take, let's say. And yeah, if you want to join, hit subscribe. And if you want to support me or the channel, all of my links are below. I offer readings, I teach different things. I've got a whole path working going on Patreon. We've got a community there. I'd be so grateful if you could check it out because it helps me continue to make videos. So thank you. All right, so this is something that, like I say, has been spread around the internet like wildfire regarding Lilith. Lilith is a closed practice because she's found in Judaism, and you've got to be initiated into Judaism. And if you are not a Jew, you can't work with Lilith, essentially. What a crock of crap. I was on the receiving end of a comment not that long ago. It was actually on a video where I was defending myself, so it was just more trolls, let's say. People get a kick, let me just say this, and this will ruffle feathers, but people get a kick especially in witchy practices, of telling people you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like some sort of gatekeeper, like some sort of, I have authority, like Cartman.
I am a cop and you will respect my authority.
It's literally that energy. That's what it's giving. And there is a lot of it. It's part of the reason, many reasons why I left TikTok. That's rife with it. But it's not just TikTok. I mean, this has been going on for some time. I mean, it gets to a stretch. I'll never forget on TikTok when people were saying Kemeticism is closed. If you don't know what Kemeticism is, that's the ancient Egyptian paganism. It's the ancient Egyptian paganism, which died out completely and was reconstructed in the 70s or something. So how the hell can that be closed? It's a reconstruction of an ancient practice that died out, and ancient beliefs that were all different. We only know the bits and bobs about it. It lasted that long. But the reason these people were saying it's closed is because Egypt's from the African continent, and therefore if you're not a POC, you can't do it. What? What? Just what? Do you really think that the gods see the colour of the skin like that? Unless it is an initiatory practice or a familial practice, no. So this sort of rhetoric goes around, and I'm here to tell you that if you are somebody who follows Lilith and you get this crap, those people are wrong. Now, I am not speaking over Jewish voices here, because I've been accused of that before. I respect everyone, each their own, whatever. I have Jewish clients who come to me for readings. I don't care, with the nicest possible, in the nicest possible way. I don't care what your religion is. Different strokes for different folks. Do what you want. I care what mine is, and I help people where I can and answer questions, and that's that. I share my opinion. It's not always welcome. It's not always respected, but hey ho, I've got a voice. I'm going to use it, okay? When it comes to Lilith though, no, she is not a closed practice, okay? And why? Let's unpack it. Well, first and foremost, if we look at Lilith and her history, her mythology, if we were to just look at her through a Jewish lens and say that that's all she is, that she doesn't predate Judaism, and that she is only found within Jewish mythology. First and foremost, the biggest elephant in the room. She's an adversary. She is painted to be evil. She has said that she unalives babies, and she, steals men's fluids to create demon babies. There were amulets made in ancient times to protect against Lilith. She was not welcome. So the Jewish people, if you believe in her, from the canon, per se, She ain't your friend. She is like Satan to Christians, you know. She is the devil, but the female devil. So first and foremost, let's address this. Why would you give a rat's ass that somebody wants to work with your devil? If it were me, I'd be like, well, get on with it, love. You know, oh, you made your bed, lie in it. Go on then. Bye. Why would you care? First. Okay. Now, Lilith as an attitude, as an archetype, even if she is just that, she's rebellion. She doesn't listen to God. She's like, fuck this. I'm not listening to you. So she herself would not respect that. She wouldn't care what's closed or open or shut or whatever. She's an adversary. So let's get that out of the way, that big elephant. Second thing, the story of Lilith technically isn't canon in Judaism. She is found in texts that are an addendum and an addition to the core teachings of Judaism. I believe she isn't actually found in the Torah. Her story, I believe, comes from the alphabet of Ben Sirah, and then she's in the Talmud, the Babylonian Talmud, but she's not in canonical texts. And there's different takes on her story, even when she is in texts. So it's like, put it this way, it's like saying the Book of Enoch or whatever, you know, other Christian apocryphal texts are canon. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene is canon to the Christians, you know, because that's all I know, sorry. I was Christian once when I was a baby, so like, yeah, that's my background. Anyways, no, it's not. Basically, like, she isn't in the canon anyways. Right, so let's say that, okay? But Lilith is more than just her Jewish mythos. Lilith predates it, and I've explained it on the channel. The energy, the archetype of Lilith, right? So in Babylonian mythologies, there are spirits of the underworld called the Lilith too, which are said to be night demons, wind demons. They look a bit like harpies from Greek myth, owl-looking women with wings, and yeah. They're said to hurt people, they're said to be demons, lesser spirits of the underworld, essentially. There is a male version as well, and that's called the Lilith and the Lilin, maybe, or the Lilu for the male. Lilin is something else, actually. That's said to be children of Lilith, but that's a different story for another day. Okay, we're not getting into that. Okay, so the Lilith, lesser spirits. Lilith herself, to me, because I work with her, has said she is not a Lilith, but some people say she is, whatever. She doesn't like to be called that in my experience, my UPG, but you might find it differently. Some people say that the Lilith is a mistranslation. Okay, whatever, but there's that. Then, in, again, Babylonian times, there was a goddess / demoness called Lamashtu. And there was an aspect of Lamashtu, I've since learned, that was Lilu, Citra, something like that. But Lamashtu was said to do all the things that Lilith is said to do. Cause unalivings of children and things like this. She was represented, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying, but by a lioness, and she reminds me a bit of Sekhmet in that regard, to be quite truthful. But she was represented by a lioness. She didn't bow to anyone. She was outside of the normal rules of the other Babylonian gods. She didn't answer to anyone. She was a rebel in her own regard. And some say that she is Lilith, and Lilith is her. It's just a different name. The concept of divinity in general, and I've spoke about it a lot on the channel, but to be honest, they are all one, the way I see it, but different aspects, different ways of them presenting, different archetypes, you know. They are all linked, but still they are all products of their time, cultures, etc. And I respect that. I respect that they are different people in a sense, with different teachings, etc. But yeah, so the concept of Lilith predates Judaism as well. Therefore, no, in my eyes, she is not closed. Now, if you look this up yourself, just even do a Google, you'll see nobody agrees who is into Judaism, who is a Jew. People either agree or disagree. It's like Marmite, if you get the reference. If you get the reference, you're British or you know your stuff. Marmite, love it or hate it. Some rabbis don't even acknowledge she was ever real because of the fact that she's not in the canonical core teachings, you know. So if you can't agree across the board on something, then how can that be? And that's why I don't see it as closed. And that does not make me discriminatory, anti-Semitic. I've been called all these things, you know, disrespectful. You can say I am, you can think I am. I can't change that, do what you want. But the facts are on the table. Nobody agrees here. It's not set in stone. And that is that, essentially. So stop with the gatekeeping, because Lilith certainly doesn't like to be told what to do. You're messing with the wrong one. And I think this is on purpose. I think she gets people to do stuff like this, you know, get your heckles up, get your, argumentative. I think she likes a bit of an argument. It's energy at the end of the day, and you're giving her energy, whether it's good or bad, you know. So I hope this helped. I hope this helped people understand. There is a lot out there that people like to gatekeep, whatever, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. I feel like saying that. And they're just wrong. And then you just look like a fool. And this is why I've done it myself, in a way, in the past. You know, I've said things like, Hecate's got nothing to do with the Clifford. I sit here doing the Clifford. Hecate introduced me. You know what I mean? So you'll always get proven wrong. Never say never. Because the more you learn and grow on your spiritual path, whatever that path may be, keep an open mind. But the more you grow, the more you know. And then you realise, oh, it's not black and white. All these things are arbitrary human arguments. Divinity is more than that. Divinity is everything. Yeah. I hope this helped. If you made it this far, you may as well hit subscribe. Check out the channel for other videos. I've got a whole playlist on Lilith, on Hecate, on other things. Yeah, be appreciative if you could check it out. And until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.